Neglectful parents favored golden child sister, supported her cheating with my boyfriend, then demanded money and a kidney after 9 years of no contact. I laughed and walked away. Somebody suggested I share my story here and not feel guilty. I, as a child, was always neglected by my parents for my brilliant sister. I guess I was the accidental baby or the unwanted one. My sister was the diamond child. If people could buy stars, my parents would have bought her that too. As for me, I was her recycle bin, and she was horrible to me. My parents never bought me any new clothes. I had to wear tomboyish, grunge clothes, which I hated. Whenever my sister wanted something, my parents would turn to Jell-O, but if I asked for something, then Lord have mercy. So I had to pick up some small work like walking a dog or cleaning the backyards of my neighbors so that I could buy some clothes of my choice. She was a pick-me girl, so she never made a genuine connection or had any friends, so no one invited her to a sleepover gathering. But fortunately, I made some really good friends and they knew about my situation. My parents would try to force me to take her with me whenever I was invited to any gathering. And she would always try to hit on my friends' brothers. For the sake of my friendship, I stopped going to these sleepovers. As much as I hated her, God seemed to favor her because she was very talented in her studies. I was average. I was not the failing type, but not the topper type, whereas my sister was a 4 GPA type of student. Every holiday, my parents would take my sister on vacation, but would exclude me. The last straw was when my sister kissed my boyfriend, and my parents took her side and let them date. So even after all this, when my family had some financial problems, they thought it would be great to have me sacrifice my old private school and enroll me in public school. But no, their diamond daughter would stay at the private school. I was never given any allowance, but my sister was given $2,000 per month. They gave her a Mac for Christmas, and I got a glitter pen. Of course, I didn't have any college funds at all, and I wanted to move out as soon as possible. So, as the stupid and rebellious person I was, I got a sugar daddy. I don't regret it because I wanted someone to care for me and, fund me. It was a mutual thing, and he was not married or anything. He was just old, and I was 18, that's it. So, fast forward, I cut my family off, and they never tried to reach out to me. I heard my sister got married from my friend, and yes, I wasn't invited. After mooching off my sugar daddy, we started dating, and I stopped spending his money after I got a job, and we were planning to tie the knot. So the story, I got a random call in the morning, and surprisingly, that bounce matched my ugly baby sister. I wanted to cut off the call, but I wanted to hear what she had to say. First, she started talking about her family, which didn't interest me at all. Then she went straight to business and asked me for money, telling me how my ex-family was suffering. They invested in this business and they got a huge loss. I laughed and asked her if she thought I would help her after 9 years of no contact. I do not even care if she dies or lives on the streets. That's not my problem. After that, I hung up the call. After an hour, my phone started to be bombarded by unknown messages from my parents and their relatives, calling me ungrateful and an asshole. Honestly, I may be an asshole, but I didn't understand the ungrateful part. They are now demanding I help them, as they are now practically on the streets, and my father has a failed kidney, so as a daughter, I should help him. Don't get me wrong, I'm not that heartless, but after 9 years of them ignoring my existence, they demand money instead of asking me about myself. They don't even know if I have the money or not, but they just straight up demand it. I'm going to meet them this coming Sunday, but I have no interest in helping anyone. I am happy about their misery, and I'm going to meet them so that I can see the look of misery on their faces. I'm sorry for any spelling mistakes, as I'm writing suddenly while having a rage moment because I remember all the horrible things from the past. Update. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. I was feeling quite ashamed to post this, to be honest. I felt like all these dramatic things happened to me only. As I scrolled down Reddit, I found other people like me, even worse. Just like me, other people were also excluded from their childhood love. If you have a nice, loving family, then folks you want in life. And if you are a parent and you have 2 kids, please don't ever love one kid more and another less. So, as for the update, I did go to meet my parents, and I would be lying if I hadn't hoped to reconcile with them. I want to have kids, and I want my kids to have nice grandparents. My boyfriend fiancé also doesn't have any family. He grew up in an orphanage. But yeah, he is successful, and yes, he is the knight in shining armor for me, the only good thing that God gave me. So, he also never got the chance to have his parents love him, unlike mine who were alive and still dead to me. I took some advice, and I thought to meet them with my friend. I didn't take my fiancé because, yes, I am still insecure about my sister. I know for a fact that my fiancé loves me more because he has been my backbone and support system, but, you know the old wounds? My colleague, and also my best friend, and I decided to meet my parents at the local restaurant near their place. Many things were rushing into my heart and my mind. I'm sorry, people, but in my heart, I kind of wanted the warmth of my family. I thought if I helped them, maybe finally they would see me as a daughter. They love my sister because she was a topper. Maybe they would love me now because I am also reasonable. Well, big mistake for me to even think like that. Me and my friend, we have the same hair color, grayish-white. As we reached the restaurant, a local diner, I saw my parents rush toward us, but they rushed toward my friend, hugged her, and asked her how she was and how skinny she looked. My friend tried to clarify the air, but I gave her the look not to do that. It broke my heart. I knew my parents didn't love me, but did they even see me as their daughter? How can a father and mother forget their own child's face? I wish I was bluffing while I write this, but when you finally realize that you meant nothing to your family, it does hurt badly. As we sat at their reservation, I didn't see my sister. My ex-dad and mother with my old aunt just started to ask my friend about life, marriage, and everything. Did they not even see my picture in the family album? To forget my face like this? Well, cut to bias. I hear my sister's voice. She approached us. I was hoping for her to forget my face like my family, but I guess she didn't. When my parents pointed out how skinny my friend had become, my sister gave an awkward smile and told my parents that I was their daughter. I was holding back my tears. They apologized and started saying that they didn't think I would be so pretty and healthy. I had enough, but I wanted to hear what they wanted. My sister looked like a mess. She was not the beautiful sister anymore. That made me feel relief. After a while of trying to make up and butter me, my father asked me about my free time and told me how important it is that I have some free time for the test. What test? That was my reply. Then my sister replied, Dad has kidney failure. He should have been in the hospital, but he is here to meet you to be a potential kidney donor. You need to have tests done. It's urine, blood, and radiology. Jeez, you're still dumb. She smirked with that ugly face of hers. My friend just gave me the what in the F asterisk 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 is this, look. Then my mother continued. Why even take other people's kidneys when we have family? Family means helping each other, isn't it? Yes, and please give us the $75K from this last month. $75K? They wanted $75K from me? You know, I had enough. Who the F asterisk 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 asked for $75K like that? Who asked for $75K? My fiancé may be rich, but hell no, even I don't ask him for that much. People, at this point, I hoped I was exaggerating. Even my friend looked shocked and disgusted. But my friend had enough. From my side, she said, how about you sell your other kidney and get the $75K from yourself, ma'am and sir? What family? You should take your brilliant oldest daughter's kidney when you have always favored her instead of Stella. I thought this was a joke when Stella was talking about the mistreatment she has endured from you, but oh my God, you guys are so bad. Then she claimed you to be your parents. My sister tried to come in, but I also had enough and stood up. I said, I have $75K, but I will not give it to you people. You should have asked your diamond daughter, whom you always used to give $2K as an allowance. And what family? If I was facing the same thing, you guys would have helped me. My father shouted and called me names about how ungrateful I became, to which I replied, tell me one grateful thing you have ever done for me. I was never given pocket money. I was excluded from family trips. I was never given any Christmas gift my boyfriend and my sister kissed, and you guys let them date. 9 years of ignorance. And now you guys remember me. At last, while I was leaving, I turned to ask my aunt, who was silent, Annie, why do you even not love me like my parents? I left after that. I cried when my friend was driving me home. I felt sad. It hurt because it was real and it happened to me. And it has been happening to me. I once in my life wanted love but kidney and $75K. That's what my family wanted from me. They just demanded. They didn't even know if I had money. They just demanded. Yes, give us money. In the end, my family just wasn't my family. After I went home, I hugged my fiancé and told him everything that happened. He embraced me in a long hug. I did get calls and everything from my parents, but I blocked them all. Some of my cousins texted sorry too. I guess Annie must have told them everything, but it doesn't matter anymore. I don't want any contact with anyone other than my fiancé and my friends. My fiancé took me shopping to cheer me up, and I just lay on the bed after all this, reading the sorry to W messages sent to me. I was deleting and blocking everything. Who gave my number to these people? Is the only question I forgot to ask my parents. I am thinking about changing my number. I see a message from John, my ex. After a long time of self-cursing, I open it up, and he said sorry in the text. He also added that I was and still am an amazing person, and also added that there was no way in hell these people were my parents, and I should never help them. Funny as dramatic as it sounds, I am thinking about the possibility too. But why would my ex-father ask me for a test check if I wasn't their daughter? But judging by the way I am treated, am I their daughter? Well, my fiancé is taking me to Paris this weekend, and I don't want to think about anything else. No one matters to me except for him. I may try to search for my real parents, but I do not know if I would do that.